Well, the traditional summer slump in Microstock is already here if my May earnings are any indication. If you're new to selling images or videos online, you may be about to experience or are already experiencing your first summer slump, the period when customers, at least in the US, tend to start taking vacations, which means they're buying less of our files. Over my last 16 years of selling images and videos online, May is typically about when sales start to slow down. And then each month from June to July to August, earnings tend to get a bit worse each month. I got alarmed for my first year or two of selling online, and then I just grew to expect it. So before I start talking all doom and gloom about my May earnings, and you might be feeling bad about your own May earnings if they're down too, just remember that this is normal. If you're actually up compared to April, you're bucking the trend, and so congratulations. Of course, if you're new to Microstock and you've been able to, say, double your portfolio in the past several weeks or few months, you should not be experiencing a slump like contributors like me are having when we've had 20,000 files online for a few years and we've had a big drop in our May earnings. We're going to have a different result than you have. But now, on to my May earnings. First, let's look at my Adobe earnings comparing April to May of 2024. In April 2024, I earned $2,387 at Adobe Stock, and in May, my total fell to $1,955, which is a decrease of about 22%. That's a bit steeper of a drop than I usually see going from April to May, and I'm not sure what to attribute that to. It's not a trend I've been seeing so far this year, so hopefully I can write it off as just an anomaly, and in the next few months I'll see drops that are more in line with the common summer slump drops that I typically see, which are more in the 10 to 15% range going from May to June to July to August. Next, let's take a look at my year-over-year Adobe Stock earnings. In May of 2023, I earned $1,940. Jumping ahead to May of 2024, I earned $1,955, which is a whopping 0.77% increase. This is disappointing because it lags well behind the actual growth in my portfolio over the past year. I uploaded around 2,500 new images and videos in the past year, which grew my portfolio by about 8%. So I'm not sure what's going on here, since several of the last several months in my year-over-year sales have outpaced my growth in my portfolio. I'm hoping this is just a temporary dip and I'll see better annual increases in the months to come. So not exactly a great picture at Adobe Stock last month, but wait until you hear about my May at Shutterstock and Storyblocks. It's quite a bit worse. At Shutterstock, my April to May earnings dropped about 13%, and my year-over-year numbers comparing May 23 to 24 dropped a depressing 58%. If you've been following my earnings reports over the past several months, you know that my earnings at Shutterstock have been dropping like a stone, which is happening to just about everyone who contributes there, from what I read at forums like microstockgroup.com. And Storyblocks, my April to May earnings actually went up 1% there, so no summer slump hitting there yet from what I can see. But my annual comparison of May 23 to May 24 is abysmal, down 75%. Regular viewers of my monthly earnings reports know the story there, and the less said here, the better. I always like to provide some helpful insights on the topics that I've seen selling well for me over the past month. It's become a bit of a boring story lately, with the same topics continuing to perform well: diversity, hiring job candidates, winning a lottery or contest, investments, risks. These are the same topics you hear me talk about each month, and they continue to earn well for me in May. But I wanted to watch for and share some additional themes that seem to be catching on for me, and they might perform well for you as well if you can create some content on these topics. These aren't necessarily my top 10 right now, but they're new topics that seem to be surging lately. Belonging, which is a related topic to diversity, one of my best-selling themes over the past few years. Recognition, expertise, scams, mentoring, emergency management, conflict resolution, preparation, playbooks, and fentanyl. I hope you find these topic ideas helpful as you're thinking about what content you could be creating next, whether you're doing photography, illustration, or AI. I do think that the most important thing you can do to grow your earnings is to watch for topics that customers actually need, so keep watching my monthly earnings reports and I'll keep sharing my top sellers to hopefully help you out. And I do offer some additional help in a course that's online. You can save 70% off by using a coupon code that I put in the description below. Here's a preview. If you want to sell images or videos online at stock agencies like Adobe Stock, this is the course for you. I've been selling online since 2008, and I'm going to share what I've learned over the years to build a portfolio of more than 22,000 images and 8,000 videos. Now, this is a companion course to another class I've taught on selling your work online, but this one is quite a bit different. Here we're going to take a deep dive into Adobe Stock to look at what's selling there, how to spot high commercial value topics, why great titles and keywords are so crucial, and what it looks like when titles and keywords are done right, and what it looks like when they're not. You're going to see real-world examples of what to do and what not to do. So whether you're generating AI images and videos or creating traditional photography, illustrations, or animations, you'll get valuable insights to help you. And I've included exercises that you can take on your own, challenging you to grade the commercial value of your own content, write a title for one of your files, or compose keywords to maximize the earning potential of a particular file. These exercises are also contained in the free course book that you'll be able to download. It's designed to help you keep applying the learnings from the course long after you've completed it. By the end of the course, I believe you'll look at selling stock online quite a bit differently and be able to apply some best practices to your own work, putting you in a great position to connect with more buyers. So let's dive in.